Oval, so left of screen, left of your radio dial. Let's cross down boundary side for the first time this afternoon. Old mate Ray Baird's down there. What are the conditions like, Raymond?
Well, the wind is blowing directly straight across to the scoreboard, so there's no favouring any end. And just for Brad Henderson, it is just very light rain at the moment.
Speaking of Brad, he's going to take us away the first semi-final in Division 1.
Dove goes up against Mackenzie in the first ruck contest. And a strong tackle by Fogarty then on Vizari, and we'll have a secondary ball up. Mackenzie had his colours lowered last weekend by Big Max King. He'll be looking to bounce back here this afternoon. Strong tackle by Turner that time, and a third ball up in the middle, so half a minute gone. Ball's still in the right in the middle of Central Reserve. Fogarty there takes possession. He's immediately tackled once again. It's going nowhere at the moment, and yet another ball up. So Michael Fogarty will be crucial today. That was Nick Gray who tackled him, and watching those two crack him around the stoppages is going to be one of the highlights of today, because they're both great contested ball winners for their respective teams.
Nick Coman started from the goal square for Doncaster, Brash.
That's an interesting matchup, that one.
Quick kick by Anarchis. First kick of the game is by Chris Anarchis, and it's very high. Knocked away there to Finnan. Finnan with the handball back to Mackenzie, who floats the kick forward, and it's not his best effort. Chopped off there by Compton, who's a very good user of the ball, but he elected to go onto his non-dominant side there and turned it over. Sia Cavallis got the handball away. Anarchis got it off. Back to Mackenzie, then Anarchis once more. Anarchis' kick tumbles forward, was intercepted by Dorian. Conker puts his head over the footy. Anarchis tackles him, and there will be another ball up. Right in the middle of Central Reserve. It has hardly left that middle of the ground area at all so far, and we've gone nearly 2 minutes in the first quarter.
So Mackenzie goes up against Dove. Ball hits the deck. Little quick kick by Fogarty out towards the half-forward line. The Burners have the numbers back there. Little old 1-2 towards a Compton direction. Didn't get it on his chest, but he was able to get it, stop prop, and get the pass on. So that was okay there. Mark's been taken by Hudson down the line of the wing. That was a good kick right in front of the broadcast position. Marked by Lawler. Cuts it in towards the middle of the ground, but nicely chopped off by Jesse Finnan. Spoke about him on pre-match. A big inclusion into this Doncaster side this season. Angelo Ramboldi, player that really stood up last week in the game against South Croydon, gets it across. Sia Cavallis takes it. He's at the centre-half back line now for Doncaster. He'll go back towards the Finnan direction, who had a little bit of space. Mackenzie presents himself further afield. That's ignored. So just go up towards the wing position, where almost unopposed there was Shimmerbush. Drop what he probably should have taken, Matty. On the fall, the ball there was Nick Gray. He hits the deck, and Anarchis on the top of him, and we will have a ball up.
Yeah, Central Reserve is a much bigger oval than probably what both these sides are used to playing on, and they're going to have to adjust their game style accordingly.
So Mackenzie, little flick over the back. He was looking for Fogarty. It was stolen though by Blackburn, kicked out of bounds on the full. Right towards the silly Sunday crew of the Glen Waverley Hawks out there. They didn't get the premiership, but they're trying to do as much as they can to enjoy themselves, as Benny McGarnis looked like he was going to bring the ball back into play, but instead it'll be Jimmy Sia Cavallis. So across the half back line for Doncaster. Either side has scored in this first semi-final. Down the wing, Fogarty had the front spot. It was knocked away from him, picked up by Conker. His handball was into a danger zone, which was going to make it really difficult there for Kyle Dove. He's seen over the boundary line and out for a boundary throw-in right in front of the grandstand, which is packed. Get down here to Waverley Toyota Oval, a.k.a. Central Reserve. Umpire throws it up. Coleman comes in over the top, and she goes out once again.
Young bull Kyle Dove will be matching himself up against Frankie Mackenzie this afternoon. A really good test for the youngster.
Well, no score thus far for either side, and as you mentioned that, Brash, at this time it's Coleman who fills in for Mackenzie in the ruck against Dove. Coleman won the tap. Gray puts his body over the ball. Diving in hard there was Murphy. Did really well. Fed it out to Dove. Coleman takes possession now, but he's immediately tackled by Conker. Fogarty got it to Sia Cavallis, onto Anarchis. Socio there with a strong tackle on Anarchis, and he holds him up once more for another ball up. And the pressure is intense. The tackling is right on the money so far.
And Nick Gray has been given the responsibility of looking after Chris Anarchis early.
Coman leapt high and won the tap. Decisive fist down there to Turner, but Josh Turner couldn't keep the ball in play there in front of Mackenzie Dorian. It'll be another boundary throw in. So nearly 5 minutes have gone in this first quarter. All of the play so far has been either in the middle or middle of the ground or on this side, the broadcast side. Strong tackle there on Compton by Schimmelbusch. Dorian socketed off the ground. Patterson threw it on the boot, but it was marked there by Schimmelbusch. Very short kick, that one. Serkavalis off his left foot, boots it forward. The ball bobbles around for a little while. Hall takes possession, fed it out to Finnan, but he was well tackled then by Gray. Strong tackle again there by Jack Mann.
Oh, he's found a free kick here?
Another ball up. No, in fact, yeah, over the shoulder. Free kick goes against Jack Mann, and the free kick goes to Blackburn in defence. And it's Vasari who takes it. This goes laterally with the kick to Patterson. Patterson off that left foot. Nice kick. Got it out towards Hood. Hood short pass to the middle. And that's been intercepted. So Maganis takes the mark for Doncaster and will launch the Sharks forward once more.
One of the favourite sons of the Doncaster Football Club, Benny Maganis, sets the ball inside 450. Big fly there by Monks. Did he pull the mark down? He has. Yep. So just inside the paint of 50. He'll kick from just outside.
Actually, that was a very good mark there by James Monks, because he lost his balance midfield when he took that mark.
So Monks comes in on the right boot outside the paint of 50, kicks it towards the top of the goal square. Now it's going to fall short. Standing strong and taking a solid mark down there. I think that might be Patterson or Maxi Otten who's taken that one. So, and got a 25-metre penalty to boot also. So waste no time either, just wants to kick it into the middle of the ground. Now they're off to the races here, the Burners. Up towards the half-forward line they go. The big fly over the back there by Tyson Hartwig. What a game he had last week. He was a rock at Gibraltar across the half-back line for Doncaster. Little handball over the top. That was okay. He's wheeling on the right boot. Up towards the middle of the ground. Dropped what he should have taken that time there was Finnan. He had some support coming in there. After it was Hall. Finnan goes in after it again. Strong tackle on him by Hanley, and we will have a ball up outside the centre square. True centre wing position out here at Waverley Toyota Oval.
High throws it up. Mackenzie won it down to Anarchis. The old firm combining there. Anarchis looking for Alessi. Faulkner's back there to take possession. Does so now, but had his kick well smothered by Hall. Anarchis spins out of the tackle. Goes to ground, and he's immediately wrapped up then by Compton. And it will be a ball up once more. Gee, it's hot in the kitchen early. It is really desperate around the footy, and there's not much space to move. Mackenzie palmed it down nicely. Finnan got his handball away into the path of Hall. Hall goes to ground. Parker there arrives on the scene, locks up Alessi, and manages to force another ball up. So still no score. 8 minutes gone in the first quarter. And it's very even opening. Hall taking possession, immediately tackled. No room to move. You can't expect that this will, both sides will be able to sustain this sort of pressure the whole time. It will open up at some stage as Dove is immediately set upon. Good strong tackle there by Serkavalis, and he's rewarded with the holding the ball decision.
Yeah, young Kyle Dove didn't take the first option there and got caught.
Serkavalis launches it to the pocket. One-on-one. Conway there got pushed out by Otten. Great use of the body then by Max Otten, and he reads the play so well in defence. He had that kick well scouted, and he'll clear once more for the Burners.
So Max Otten, brother of Johnny, and also Andy from the Adelaide Crows, kick was chopped off. Here's Anarchis, class act, switches the ball across the pocket. Underneath the Ramboldi was there. He was chasing after it, and Ange just couldn't quite get the mark that time. Ball seen over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Sure, Johnny will appreciate you saying him first as his brother before the AFL star Andy.
Worked with Johnny for a number of years as it comes in now. Conway had the front spot at the before the ball knocked towards the Young direction, tried to keep it alive. Little kick off the ground there by Gray. It stayed alive, did it? Or has it gone out of bounds on the full? I think it has gone out of bounds on the full. So just outside the paint. So Doncaster at 55 metres out. Ramboldi might be just beyond his range. He kicks towards the collage direction over the top. Fogarty at the fall of the ball. Can he get boot to it? He can't. Oh, he does get boot to ball, Fogarty. That's fantastic. One of the goals of the final series, there's no doubt about that. The second effort was right there, and he puts through the first goal on the board for the Doncaster Football Club. Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 10 minutes tick over in the first semi-final. Doncaster lead by 6 points.
Well, it really came out of nothing, really, because for 10 minutes it's been a real arm wrestle, and all of a sudden a good second effort there by Michael Fogarty to get a boot to ball, and it just goes through the goals.
There's players all around that footy, and then the very heavily tattooed leg of Michael Fogarty came out of the pack and booted the ball through. And the way they're going to have to get goals today to a large extent, just going to have to manufacture them, conjure them up. As Fife there's well tackled, got it to Finnan. High up and under kick. Lunge was camped under the footy. And Arca swoops on the ball, fires at the goals, and he's just off target. Minor score. Doncaster 1-1-7. Blackburn yet to score as Chris Anarchis is already having a big influence early.
Yeah, Nick Gray's going to have to tighten up on him.
So Paddy Compton, the goal square. Bring the ball back in for Blackburn. Spearing pass it was low and straight down the throat of Chris Anarchis, who gets the ball off quickly. He probably should have had a shot there, Anna's boys. He got it up towards the forward pocket. Patterson was there to chop that off. They still got a chance here through Ramboldi. That was dispossessed. Well done there by Danaher on the left boot in towards the middle of the ground. Hardwick, he was playing in front, and we know he's got good jukes. He'll wind around on the left now, up towards the half-forward line. They look to have the numbers as a 3-on-2 situation here for Doncaster. Alessi did really well. Spins on a throw. Snaps around the body. Alessi to the right-hand side and through for another minor score on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They're peppering the goals early, the Sharks, and they lead at the 11.5-minute mark by 9 points. By 8 points, I should say. 1-2-8 to Blackburn yet to score.
Compton to bring the ball back in. Weighs up his options and not too sure where to kick to. Now he does so, and it's a nice pass to Odden, who safely takes the mark, but it's a poor kick, uncharacteristic of Max Odden.
On the full.
Straight out of bounds on the full, and Ramboldi will take the resulting free kick for Doncaster. Angelo Ramboldi, terrific game last week against South Croydon. Anarchis sharked the pack, bounces it through, no across the face, and in the end just manages to sneak it in for a minor score. But Doncaster 1-3-9, Blackburn yet to score, and Chris Anarchis is getting his hands on the footy a lot and in dangerous places as well. He just hasn't quite been able to finish off. 2 behind so far for him.
Some early danger signs for Blackburn, Brash.
Yeah, they just can't get the ball on their terms, and they're relying on their run and carry through off that half back line. They're not being allowed that at the moment, BWS.
Oh, I thought the kick that was kicked in went out of bounds on the full again. It's like Angelo Ramboldi's out there. He's like the kicking man from the out of bounds on the full situation. But Max Otten will come back and had to wait for the flags to be fully waved. That's still a rule in the Eastern Football League, so must be done. Short passes on. Nick Gray out in front takes it on the chest, so still deep in their defensive zone. Hood put a good lead on. That was ignored, but over the top, Michael Dunn takes the mark now. So Dunn goes down the line. It was a short pass and it was risky over the top of there. McGarness, I'm pretty sure Benny will be happy to hold that one in. Umpire Damien Sally said all was fair, give it back to me, and we'll have a restart. 70 metres out from the Doncaster goal line. 4 scoring shots. They lead 1-3-9 to yet to score. Knocking over the back there by Conway. Comes out Anarchis. He's had a lot more of the football today than he did last week. Keeps the ball alive. Marn, he did really well paddling it to his advantage. Had support there in Alessi. He was crunched in a tackle there by Michael Dunn. That was good play, and we will have a ball up 30 metres out from goal, Doncaster's way.
Yeah, Chris Anarchis has probably had more possessions than half the Blackburn side at the moment.
Alessi's got the new boots this week, bright green ones. Last week had the bright red boots on. Had a bit of a quiet game last week. This is Hall, throws it on the boot. Jake Hall, and he's off target. But Doncaster are doing all of the attacking at the moment, and they are 1 goal, 3-9. Blackburn are yet to score. Jake Hall kicking the behind. In fact, 1-4-10 for Doncaster.
I think Andrew Tranquil would be really happy with the way that his forwards are maintaining the pressure in that forward 50, keeping the ball in that area, creating opportunity.
Parker went long with the kick to Sochio. Ball spilled clear to Malloy. Malloy dives over the footy. He's strongly tackled then by Hanley. And it will be a ball up. And it's crossed down to Ray Baird on the boundary.
Andrew Tranquil, he's happy they're keeping it in there, but he's not happy with their disposal. Very animated down here.
Close to the boundary there. Turner can't keep the ball in play. And it'll be a throw-in, thanks there to Ray. 10 plays 0 at the moment. Doncaster 1-4. And Blackburn haven't scored yet, so slow start for them. Dove against Coleman. Coleman wins another tap, palmed it down. Hudson, though, takes possession for Blackburn. Floats the kick forward. Van der Haar, great mark there against Hammond. And, geez, good in that situation. Todd Van der Haar reads the play brilliantly. He'll go short, just pokes the kick to Mann. Mann drives it forward, but the kick there from Jack Mann had a bit too much on it. He was looking for Fogarty, but it carried over the boundary out on the full where Max Odden will take possession.
Loving the deck chairs out in the background as well. Fantastic stuff. Short pass by Odden. He spots up Vazari, who's happy to go for a bit of a switcheroo here, this way, that way. Got himself in a bit of trouble, puts his teammate under a lot of pressure there that time there in Hanley, up towards the wing position. That was good play. Lawler, handball over the top. Here's the first genuine chance for the Burners, because they'll go forward. Luke Conker, he's got some space. He could have a shot on goal here. Conker kicks it towards the top of the goal square. It didn't matter because Bathy was there and then put it straight on his boot and straight through the goals. That was good coast-to-coast, end-to-end football by Blackburn, and they get themselves back to within 4 points. 16 and a half minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Pretty impressive that, Brash.
Yeah, just exactly what Blackburn need to do. They need to move the ball quick because it suits their outside run game. And when they create the loose man, they caught Doncaster napping on the rebound, and that's what happens when you get that nice flow.
33 goals now for the season to Ryan Bathy, and those ones are gifts, and you'll always take a gift. No one rejects a gift, do they, Brad?
No, they don't. Blackburn made that look easy. Then that was great transition from one end of the field to the other, and yeah, Luke Conker there setting up that goal for Bathy, and he gets his first and Blackburn's first as Mackenzie throws it on the boot from the middle of the ground. Kick smothered there off the boot of Faulkner. Booted forward by Murphy. Conker in the box seat, but he had it punched away from him. Good work there by Hanley. Allowed the ball to spill clear to Hudson. Hudson soccer kick into the goal square. Bathy again takes possession. Geez, pretty casual. Gets around Hartwig, does it easy again.
He should have
and
had
then dishes off the handball. And it was almost like he was in slow motion then, Ryan Bathy. He didn't panic, but he probably, if anything, took a little bit too long.
Yeah, he was a bit too laconic there, Ryan Bathy.
So it'll be C. Cavallis to bring the ball back in. He plays it to himself. Kicks it towards the Mackenzie direction. Over the top of his head it goes. Ball spills out into the middle of the ground. Parker overran it for Blackburn. Gets down. Gets the handball away. Backwards to go forwards. He's done on the right boot. Switches the ball out wide. This is good. He's Otten. Sold a little bit of candy. Then goes inside forward 50. McGarnis got a fist on that one. It comes out at ground level. Young snaps around the body. This might work okay for Lawler. C. Cavallis has got him wrapped up in a tackle. And we'll have a ball up. It's about 40 metres out from the Blackburn goal line, who seem to have got a little bit of spark in the last couple of minutes or so. Umpire throws the ball up now. Comes down to ground level. Sochio was there, kept the ball alive. Kick goes towards the top of the goal square. Bouncing one. Bathy knocked it down. Conker on the left. Slammed it into the post. He nearly knocked it out of the bloody ground with the amount of effort on that one. But Doncaster still lead this game, but by the barest of margins. It's well, almost the barest of margins. It's 2 points, 10 plays 8 as we cross over the 19-minute mark of this first term.
Yeah, great call, BWS. Yeah, that kick from Conker, it really smashed into the padding there on the goal post with a lot of force. Kick to half back now. Hall did well, got the handball out to Mann, who was immediately tackled there by Hammond, and it will be a ball up.
I think this is the way the game's going to go. I think sides are going to dominate periods of the game.
Mackenzie won the tap down. Young throws it on the boot for Blackburn, bounces it forward to Hanley, who's been really good early. Hanley slid out the handball to Hudson. Hudson's low kick for Hammond, and a terrific mark there by Jake Hammond, and he can go back and line up for Blackburn's second goal.
Yeah, that was really good play there by Sam Hudson. Didn't panic, saw Jake Hammond put the ball out in front and gave the Doncaster defender no chance whatsoever.
54 goals for the year for Jake Hammond. Another fine season by him. You'd figure he'd be right in the mix for the SEN Division 1 Team of the Year.
Lock him in.
Yep, let's lock him in. He's achieved that before. So Jake Hammond, left footer, about 40 out. Hangs it out, way out to the right, doesn't make the distance. Bathy flew high for the mark, but the ball was already over the line, so the kick will go to Hartwig there in the back pocket for Doncaster. And Tyson Hartwig taking his time, drives it up towards half-back. McGarnis was bustled out of it then. Patterson flew from the side, fisted it over the boundary line for a throw-in. Doncaster 1-4-10, Blackburn a 1-2-8, and we're into time on in the first quarter here at Central Reserve.
Well, the silly Sunday shenanigans. Tent has been moved a bit further afield. Who knows what's going on there, but back to the football. Watkins goes inside forward 50. Reading the play well there was Blair Whelan, takes a strong mark for Doncaster in the back pocket. He'll kick it towards the Hartwig direction. It bounced up nicely for him. Conker's right on his hammer. Handball. McGarnis goes back to Hartwig. He'll have to use his opposite here on the right boot. That was a fantastic kick as well under pressure. David Malloy pokes the ball over the top. Manny Schimmelbusch takes it. Always socks up and always bombing it on the left foot. Manny Schimmelbusch, we've loved calling him for a long time. They switch the play. Here's Ramboldi, such a general for the Sharks.
Someone's allowed to pick him up too.
Goes to Sia Cavallis, goes towards the Mackenzie direction. Frankie's out in front and takes the mark, the big ruckman. So still in their defensive zone here, Doncaster. The kick goes driving towards the wing. McGarnis went after that unattended in the end. It fell in his breadbasket. On the right boot, kicks it in towards the middle of the ground. He was looking for Fogarty. It was a good fist away from him, but the Sharks have the numbers. Here's Cavallis, worked his way down the ground. Kick goes towards the Kalanch direction, who was right there, but Hanakis somehow has marked that football going back with the flight. It just almost, it was Lux of Fortune almost styles there.
I reckon it's just fallen into his hands there. Kalanch sort of donkey dropped.
What a mark, a one-hander there. Let's cross down boundary side quickly to Ray Baird.
Very calculated mark. Held the opponent out with one hand and he had it under control the whole time.
Unbelievable mark that was. There's
a bit like you in your day, Ray.
Exactly.
Yeah. Pre-World War I, as Chris Anarkas will cross the paint of 50. Does the hop, skip and a jump approached in towards the goals, and it never really looked like going through either. That's his third behind of the first term. Chris Anarkas, he's around it and peppering the goals. 1-5-11 the Doncaster Sharks. Blackburn 1-2-8, 23 minutes gone first term.
Paddy Compton to bring the ball back in for the Burners. Bring it to this broadcast side where Watkins is in the box seat. Well done there though by Fife in opposition. Patterson belts the ball forward up towards Lawler. Lawler, intricate kick looking for Conker on the wing. Bumped off it by Saville. Dove drives it forward, one-on-one looking for Bathy. Whelan will get to the ball here first, but Bathy hunts him down, puts the pressure on.
He threw it.
And the umpire says he threw it as well. So great pressure then by Ryan Bathy.
Good pick up there, BWS.
So the free kick paid against Blair Whelan. And Bathy closed in on him quickly there and certainly worried him out of it a bit and forced that mistake. So Ryan Bathy, who has had a good year for Blackburn, 32 goals this season. This kick will test him. Difficult angle. Usually a very nice kick for goal. Lines it up, looks nice off the boot, but it does drift across the face, and just a minor score there for Bathy, who has already kicked one. He's got 1 goal, 1 today, and Blackburn starting to play better footy after looking pretty shaky early.
Yeah, they've that opening 10 minutes it belonged to Doncaster, but they've regained their composure, Blackburn, and just started to run the ball a little bit better through the midfield.
So Hartwig weighs up his options and thumps the ball 60 metres outside that defensive zone. Dove was there for Blackburn, got brought to ground by Mackenzie. The Burners seem to have the number. Strong tackle, nicely done by Finnan. Comes out Marr now for the Sharks, up towards the Coleman direction, who stands strong. He's off now on the right boot, drives the ball in towards the Anarchist direction. It's got to sit up here for Chris. He taps it over the back there. He wanted some support from Alessi. He got that, but who lays a good strong tackle, but the umpire's going to come in and bounce this one 30 metres out from the Doncaster goal, and that transition was very fast.
Very fast.
Pye throws it up now. In the front spot there was Conway that time. Almost just left for the Rucks to knock it down and then rove their own football. We'll have a restart. I think Coleman's announced himself this time, got the big knockdown. He's got one of the best leaps in the Eastern Football League as Blackburn on the right boot drives it out of that danger zone straight through the arms there of Will, and looks like the Sharks have the numbers. It scoots out towards the Fogarty direction. Handball just in the nick of time. Shimmerbush was there. He was met with a solid bum. That was good play there by Gray, who goes after it again. He's wrapped up in a tackle, and we will have a ball up 70 metres out from the Doncaster goals.
Yeah, no beg your pardons in this game so far. It's all or nothing for both these sides this afternoon, so expect a hard contest.
Well, Mackenzie will compete this time against Dove, who's pretty much going at it in the ruck, one out today for Blackburn. Socio will probably try to give him a bit of a chop out, but Doncaster, Coleman's doing a lot of the ruck work so far. He's probably taken more hit out so far than Mackenzie. This time it is Mackenzie against Dove. Mackenzie palms it down. Ball bobbles around again. Sam Cavallis took possession, was tackled, and the siren sounds to end the first quarter as there is a little bit of a scuffle just as the quarter time siren sounds. But not too much in that. It is quarter time and Doncaster lead 1 goal 5-11. Blackburn a 1 goal 3-9. Doncaster's goal came through Fogarty and Blackburn's 1 goal was by Ryan Bathy.
Hope you're enjoying the broadcast this afternoon. The first semi-final in Division 1, the Premier League in the Eastern Football League, streaming live right around the globe all afternoon on efl.org.au. 1 quarter down, 3 to go. We can't wait, and we'll also keep you up to date with the around the ground scores. There's a big clash, a preliminary final happening out at East Bell today between Scoresby and Baronia. Stay with us. It's only just begun.
Save time shopping with Woolworths Delivery. They'll handpick your order and deliver 5 a.m. till 10 p.m. 7 days a week. Conditions apply. Details at woolworths.com.au.
You're listening to EFL Game Day.
I love it.
Nothing better than a companion to keep